give me away. Jake's laughter followed me as he got out, his car doors shutting seconds after mine. "I've never seen you in such a hurry to go see Zen." I glared at him over the top of the car, giving a pointed look at the pack house. Folk knew who might be listening, and the last thing we needed was Zen getting pissy with us before we'd even got inside. Jake rolled his eyes and walked around the back of the car to bump my shoulder with his. "Relax, there's no one outside." His scent hit me hard, a mixture of forest and pack, with an underlying trace of something citrusy that I'd never quite been able to identify. Instead of calming me like it used to, smelling him this close only added to the newfound awareness I had around him recently. I wanted to lean in close, bury my face in the crook of his neck, and just breathe. I took a subtle step to the side and gestured towards the pack house. "Shall we?" The sooner we got this over with, the sooner we could shift, and I'd get to run off all this excess energy flooding my system, and hopefully things would be simpler in wolf form. With any luck, my base instincts would take over, and I wouldn't suffer any annoying human emotions like pining for my best friend. Or it might make it worse. I shrugged off that thought and followed Jake towards the main entrance to the house. Elliot met us before we reached the door, slipping outside and closing it after him. As soon as he reached us, he lowered his voice to barely more than a whisper. "Thank you for coming." He ran a hand through his hair, tension evident in every movement. "I've tried talking him down, but he won't listen. I thought maybe hearing it from you two might knock some sense into him." Talking about our alpha like this bordered on disrespectful at best, and I knew without a shadow of doubt that none of Reese's pack would ever discuss him like that. But then, Zen wasn't Reese. "What's going on?" Jake asked, alert and focused, all signs of our earlier teasing absent. Elliot sighed, hands going to his hair again, and I wondered how many times he'd made that same gesture tonight. 100, judging by the state of him. "He's been in the library all day going through some of the old books on pack law." That couldn't be good. Some of those laws were archaic and had been phased out for a reason. What the fuck for? Elliot hesitated, loyalty for Zen warring with his loyalty to the rest of the pack. I didn't want to put him in a position where he had to choose. "Can we help without knowing the specifics?" Jake's gaze bored into me, his objection obvious without him needing to speak, but the loosening of Elliot's shoulders was all the justification I needed. Seemed to work for Jake too, because he kept any objections to himself. "Maybe, if you could convince him that the paranormal police were created because the old pack laws were outdated and unethical, that they aren't suited to the 21st century. He grimaced. "Goddess, if he tries reintroducing them, he'll end up with no pack at all." I nodded, because he wasn't wrong. No one I knew would think that was a good thing. It was my turn to run a hand through my hair, because Zen was notoriously stubborn. He listened to Elliot because he was his beater. He trusted him. I doubted it would be so easy for me and Jake to convince Zen this was a bad idea if Elliot had already failed. But what other choice was there? We can try. Zen scowled at Elliot. "I don't appreciate this, eh?" Jake and I stood in the doorway to the library, not exactly welcome, but Elliot turned and beckoned us inside. "I know you don't, but as your beater, I feel it's in your best interests, in the pack's best interests, for you to listen to what they have to say." "Why?" Zen turned his scowl on us. "What is it you think I'm doing that needs police intervention?" "Reintroducing old pack laws is a terrible idea." Elliot gestured to the old books scattered over the table, and Zen laughed. "You can't think I'm serious?" Zen stared at him wide-eyed, seemingly surprised, and although it appeared genuine enough, something about this whole thing set my wolf on edge. I trusted my gut instinct more than my eyes. It had never steered me wrong yet, and it was telling me to be wary. Elliot wasn't totally convinced either. "So you haven't spent the whole day looking up old laws?" Zen shrugged, but his eyes flashed with an emotion I was too slow to catch before he schooled his expression. His scent gave nothing away either. Years as alpha honing his ability to mask what he was feeling if he chose. "I was curious about our history, that's all." He raised an eyebrow. "Why? What did you think I was doing?" Elliot pinched the bridge of his nose. "You were making notes." He pointed to the pad on the table, full of Zen scrawls.